Live from the Base Room Studio 2.0 in Seattle, Washington, this is the Podworms Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who, just like Mystery Island, will take you to a flaming island of shit and attack you while you sleep. Welcome to the Spacecast. Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to the Podworms Spacecast. So excited to be back with you again for another week. And let me introduce to you the full house we have with us tonight. We have our podcast promoter, Peter Freeze.
Oh, hell yeah!
Wow.
We have our fan of the pod. He hosted the pod. It's Kevin McCoy.
Keep winning that Instagram sweepstakes.
He looks a thing like Jesus. He sells insurance. It's Phil Williams.
Yeah, I got you covered.
He's our pod stepdad. It's Mike McCoy.
Stepping right into a good time.
Happy to be here. It's Jim Charters.
Mystery Island?
And our V-neck aficionado, Chase Golka.
Hello there.
Well, we have a full house, all the podworms in the room. It's an exciting, electrifying environment. We're hoping you enjoy the show. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight. We've got some pod mail. We are introducing the hottest snacks of 2019. Ooh. We have some fan questions and the introduction of a new game called Either Or.
Nice.
So
I'm stoked.
Andrew,
New games.
you forgot to introduce yourself.
Love new games.
Yeah, I believe I'm Dandy Andy, if I remember correctly.
You're the low-hanging fruit.
Or
Yeah.
low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
You know, I really loved our game of Mystery Island last episode.
Mystery Island, yeah. Were you pod fans playing along at home?
Well, clearly you were not, because it's not called Mystery Island, is what James is getting at. I don't know why.
I tried twice to hint that it was not Mystery
My associate
Island.
James was trying to say.
Okay, well, I mean,
I'm not even sure you were at Danger Island, Andrew.
Oh,
Although it is
To be
full,
fair-
it is full of mystery.
Yeah, also, to be fair, he pretty much lost first.
True, he did.
Yeah, you got thrown in the slime
Yeah,
den.
you were the first loser. So,
yeah.
How was it being king of the undead?
yeah, how does that feel?
I mean, it made me feel powerful, a kind of power I've actually never felt in my life before up until that moment.
Like power of like not being useful to the game at all?
Well, yeah, something like that.
Except
Yeah.
like-
for
cool,
fucking
cool.
picking on me.
Like a similar power to hosting the podcast.
It's similar, but not quite as sweet. So before we hop into our pod mail, there is a very on-brand thing that happened to me just recently at work. So we have a water cooler, and we drink a lot of it. We have to replace it often. And so right next to the cooler, there are several large water jugs, whatever you want to call them. They're multiple gallons
Right.
of water.
I'll call them jugs.
They're
you say that
I
you
know,
drink,
it may be regressive, but I still call them jugs.
you say that you drink a lot of it.
I don't personally. The people on my floor drink a lot of it.
Oh,
sure.
okay.
I technically do drink a lot of it myself, but not enough to really do that much of a dent.
Oh, thank God.
But
It's funny if someone asked me, "Do you got any good water stories?" The first person that would come in my head is you, Andrew.
speaking of coming in your head, so there's this big ass if I had to guess, it's maybe like 10, 15 gallons of water. It's a pretty big thing of water, right?
That's so many gallons.
Wow.
And so what I did is I came in and I was a little bit earlier than most people on my floor in the morning. And so I typically set my backpack down, I grab my water bottle, and I kind of fill up for the day. And I'm sitting there and I'm pouring my water and I don't quite fill it all up and it runs out. And I'm like, well, I could kind of walk back to my desk, pretend it wasn't me, and let somebody else replace the water. But
Yeah.
I decided to be a contributing member of the team, of the company, and replace the water. Well, so I grabbed the water off the shelf and it has this white cap on it.
Yep.
It's kind of one of those caps where you have to kind of pull the little tab and it unravels. It's kind of that, got a little plastic kind of
Yep.
tooth seal on it.
Yep, you peel it off.
And so I peel it off, unravel it. And then as soon as I did it, I realized that you're not supposed to take that white cap off because all there is a little kind of hole at the very top and there's a sticker over it. And what you're supposed to do is just invert the bottle and stick it on the water cooler and it pierces through the sticker and then the water. Because if you take the cap off, it doesn't go back on. And the opening is probably a good 1.5 inch, in diameter.
yeah.
And so now I have a 15-gallon water jug that I've taken the cap off. You can't put it back on. And I don't want to just pour the 15 gallons down the sink and risk getting caught. Like, Andrew, what the fuck are you doing? Emptying out the water.
Well, you don't understand. The guy ran to the cab and didn't want to make a mess.
I was trying to help. But so as I'm thinking this, I kind of look up and someone walks in the building, and I looked like I had just shit on the floor and got caught doing it. I just looked up, I'm like, and she's sitting there, she's like, I think we can still use it. And so she kind of like trying to make me feel better. She has her water bottle, and she's holding the bottle. I'm kind of pouring. Oh my God. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. And so,
Oh Lord.
and so I decided to do what any normal person would do is I sat it on the countertop next to the sink.
Right.
And I grabbed 2 sticky notes, and I said, on one of them, I said, whoops. Pour at your own risk, and I put that one on the jug, and then I put one with a frowny face on the white tab that I ripped off of it and put it next to it. So it really told the story.
No, definitely.
But I was and then I kind of left it. I'm like, whatever happens at this point. I've done what I could. I feel remorseful about it, but you know what? The damage is done.
Oh Lord.
But the great thing was that I sit close enough to the water cooler where the whole morning I could hear people be like, what the hell happened here? And so I think it remained there for the rest of that week. But then I came in on Monday this week, and it was gone. So I'm assuming someone just emptied it out and got rid of it. But yeah, so sorry about that.
That is the first time I've ever heard water cooler gossip about the water cooler.
I know. Pretty weird that way.
So what was the lesson you learned?
Don't ever try to help.
Don't ever try to
That's
help
what I thought.
anyone ever.
That's what I thought.
Good.
Drink from the tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, also
Solves all these problems.
drink from tap.
I literally did the same thing at a place that I was contracting at, but it was like an office of like 5 people, and I was just there before everyone else, and I like ripped it off, and I was like, oh fuck, I didn't understand what was happening at all. And I just tried to put it on and then cleaned it up before people. Like I just like fucking hucked it really quickly, shoved it on, and then there was like a pool of water, and I like cleaned it all up, and then like 5 minutes later, people like walked in. And I was like, oh,
It's a bad design because it looks like a tab you're supposed to remove.
yeah. Why would you have a tab that's like not supposed to be removed?
It's unclear.
Why doesn't it say "do not remove" on it?
Yeah.
It actually is a very hard to understand system.
Hold on, wait. Can I ask a question? How long have you been working at this office?
A year and a half.
And how many times have you seen the same setup with the water jug next to the sink with a note on it saying "whoops"?
This would be the first time.
Well, then it's not that hard.
I guess not. Or they hide it better after they commit the crime. So we have some pod mail. This is electronic pod mail. It didn't come with a slide whistle, but it did come with a little bit of a question. So this comes to us from Clen Chastel.
Glenn Chastel?
This is a real fan of the pod.
Yeah, no, of course they are.
Yeah, definitely.
They write, okay, see, here's the thing. I'm going to do a little bit of meta podcasting
okay,
here.
all right,
Is
yeah.
that you guys think that I've made this up because I've put this premise in front of you so many times where I make up a pod mail.
Well,
This is a real pod mail.
I want to believe.
This is real.
From Clen Chassel.
This is a real pod mail. Yes.
That's
All right.
Chastel.
I want to believe.
Clen Chastel.
I've never heard either of those names before.
That means it can't exist.
Neither am I.
It's
Hey,
not.
no, I'm not saying it can't exist.
No.
It's not Glenn.
It's Glenn.
So here, okay.
How is it spelled?
Let little inside baseball here is that I had the same thought. And the interesting thing, and I don't want to blast their email, but it's G plus their last name. And so I thought that maybe their name was misspelled and their Gmail is going to let them know about it or something. But it says Clen, but their Gmail says a G. So I'm very confused. Hey, Clen, when you hear this, please write back to us.
Yeah, please.
And clear it up.
Also, thanks for listening, Glenn.
Yeah. Thank you for actually sending us pod mail.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn.
But for the time being, I'm going to address them in the manner that they have addressed us, which
Yep.
is Clen.
Glenn.
And they say, hi, Podworms. I was recently recommended your podcast by a friend of mine who also does amateur podcasting.
Yeah.
You
Wait
guys-
a second. Amateur. Hold on a second.
No.
The phone.
But thank you.
You guys,
I understand for the rest of these guys, but I personally take offense to that statement.
You guys are somehow both hysterical and enlightening to listen to at the same time.
Hold on. Was that Kevin just trying to burn all of us, but not himself?
Yes, it was.
And successfully. In a way that was apparently too intelligent for you amateur podcaster to even get.
Hold on. Can I ask you about that game that you created?
No.
No further questions at this time.
No further questions. Amateur podcasting. Yeah. Well, that's all of us.
I'm writing to you today because I've been having a bathroom problem. And seeing as you all have a fair amount of bathroom expertise,
Yeah, we do.
Hell yeah.
I thought maybe you'd be able to help me out. It all started the other day when I was at the urinal in a crowded public restroom. I was experiencing some severe gastrointestinal back pressure, but I have some anxiety about stinking up public restrooms, so I held it in.
Okay.
What can we just discuss what in the world is gastrointestinal
Back
pressure?
They had to fart.
They had gas.
yeah.
They had
'cause
wind.
I think because your butt is on the back of your body.
Well,
right?
everyone knows like you have a butt, and then you have the hole like up on your back where you fart out of.
That's right.
No, I thought it was your back was where the farts were stored.
I think that the back pressure is just like, it's a technical term for all the pressure in your intestines.
Hippos fart out of their mouths.
That's
Stop everything.
Nuh-uh.
What?
hold the phone.
Yes.
Hold the phone.
Okay.
Hippos fart out of their mouths. You heard it here first. Pro podcaster.
Yeah, sure.
I can't argue with that. That was the first time I heard that.
All right, Glenn, tell us about your back pressure.
Yeah.
I have some anxiety about stinking up public restrooms, so I held it in.
Yep.
Here is where I start the freak the fuck out. I'm standing at the urinal for about 30 seconds while holding in this fart and trying to pee, but I'm getting no front side waste disposal.
Okay.
Jeez.
Wow, these are Joyce terms. I need to update my language.
Yeah.
I was getting paranoid that the guy peeing next to me was silently judging that I hadn't peed yet, but I was too afraid to let that fart out of my butt cheeks.
Right.
Let's have. Has anyone ever walked up next to someone at a urinal and been like, "This motherfucker can't even piss"? I just feel like that's never a thought I've ever had in my entire life.
Like you finish up and then walk away and just like chuckle to yourself.
Like here's where I get proud, right? Like if I'm peeing, someone walks in, pees next to me, and then finishes before I'm done, and I'm still peeing. That's when I'm just like, fuck yeah, I know what I'm doing.
I like to imagine that someone walks in. Oh, you're not peeing here. Let me help you out with that.
Yeah.
They just reach over.
You need some help.
Give you a
huh?
hand.
Here, nope, you're doing it wrong.
After about 30 more seconds of trying to pee, I gave up, but I made some casual small talk to smooth over the awkwardness.
Oh no.
So they wouldn't think I just going there to hang out.
Yeah, that's
No.
normal.
Podworms. Why can't I pee when I have to fart?
The problem's a lot deeper than that.
Clen,
Yeah. First of all,
you
just if
gotta-
you're in a bathroom, you're allowed to fart. Free game.
You're allowed to fart anywhere.
Clen, in my office, every other dude that comes up the urinal just lets it rip. Nobody cares.
Beyblade. Let it rip.
So there's a few things here that I personally relate to. The most maybe that hits me right here in the core is that they decide to make awkward small talk.
Yeah, I know.
Like there's no
Seriously.
like this
Cover it
person.
up.
This person's just the urinal taking a piss, and then this person next to them, like they don't even notice them until they start small talking them at the urinal. Like they're probably more weirded out by this person just all of a sudden striking up the
Small talking?
conversation.
Yeah.
Dude,
Do
this is
we
the-
have any idea what the small talk was about?
It was definitely something like, "Oh, this has never happened to me before," or
No, I'm willing to bet it's something unrelated. Like, wow, they really need to do a new grouting in here. It's getting really disgusting.
How are the Mets?
"Would you look at that poster that's right in front of us, huh?"
Hey, you listen to that Podworm Space Cast? Oh, that 7-person podcast? No.
Yeah, why can't you pee when you have to fart? I was thinking, because I was trying to think of the other way around. Why can't I fart when I have to pee? I mean, because I don't know. I mean,
Your brain is your brain is worried about crossing signals.
right.
Oh,
It's scientifically proven.
Phil's a neurologist.
Phil would know.
It's
I'm
like
a fartologist mostly.
it's like it's something in your brain chemistry that prevents you from being attracted to your parents to prevent incest. Did you know that? There's like some brain wiring. Yeah.
What the hell happened to
yeah.
Alabama?
This is exactly like farting.
Because in your brain, it's like you're not attracted to your parents, and this is to prevent.
Yeah, I know. Nobody knows that better than me.
No, Mike, you're super unattractive to your parents.
My parents, not attractive. 0%.
I saw you one day. You're looking at your parents like, oh, God.
I could never be attracted to you.
But it's like a biological adaptation. And so, because back in the olden days,
Yeah,
people.
Andrew, this is just like that.
This is just like
Hang on.
This is just
This
like
is why people fart.
Glenn, your answer is coming in the way of science. Give me a second here.
all right.
Listen, I mean, Glenn wants an answer. You guys have not offered up anything of any substance.
I just said let it rip.
That doesn't answer the question. The answer to the question.
Jim.
I got to answer for the question.
Go ahead, Mike.
Just go in the fucking stall every time. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
This comes into play. Okay, so I get movie theater brain. This is a thing. Movie theater brain. You're about to see a movie and you're like, do I have to pee? Do I not? And then you go into the urinal and then you're like, oh, well, I guess I didn't really need to pee. I was just kind of convincing myself that I had to pee. And then you're at the urinal. But if you just go in the stall every time, nobody fucking knows.
Here's the thing.
Did I reveal too much about myself?
This all comes with some presupposition that people are like being like, hey, see that? Hey, come here. Hey,
See that dude?
you see that guy? He's been standing there for at least 30 seconds. Not a goddamn drop. I've been staring at the tip the whole time. Just no drops coming out of that thing.
I think it leads into like an Andrew Shame type dynamic where you're sitting at you're sitting at the urinal and you're thinking, well, you're convincing yourself that everyone's thinking that.
It's a cycle. Yeah.
May I suggest that you reach out to him and you two just meet in a bathroom and kind of see organically what happens?
I'm game. Glenn, reach out to me. Let's make it happen.
We know what's going to happen. A conversation.
A small talk conversation.
Where no conversation should take place at all.
both of them will have small talk.
You know what? Here's a challenge for your true fans out there.
Yeah.
Pop in some headphones, put on an episode of the PW Spacecast.
Yes.
Go stand at a urinal with your dick out the whole time.
See what
Don't
happens.
shed a drop.
And then challenge your friend to do it.
Oh, I like this. The PW Spacecast Urinal Challenge.
2019.
Please post on social media, hashtag us PW Spacecast Urinal Challenge. And we're going to pick the top, I don't know, let's go with top 20. Let's just keep it open. Top 20 posts.
We're going to have a lot to sort through. We don't want to reject everybody.
Right.
Got to be top
20 is a good amount. We're going to be like the top, the cream of the crop still there.
Yeah.
But, it's still pretty exclusive. So top 20, PW Spacecast Urinal Challenge. Let's see it. And for Glenn, I want to synthesize here. The best advice we can propose to you here is if you're having a hard time farting or pissing at the urinal, either do it in the stall, as per Mike's advice.
Boom, stall.
Or just like think about incest or something. I can't remember where I was going.
Honestly, what you need to do is you need if thinking about incest doesn't work, what you need to do is you need to face your fears head on. You need to go into the bathroom when you don't need to go to the bathroom or when you only need to fart. And every time you go there only when you see that someone else is at the urinal.
Yeah.
You go stand next to them and you make sure you know if there is actually urine hitting the drop of the water.
Yeah.
And when there is, you say, hey, great job. And when there isn't, you spike up a conversation. Be like, hey, man, I've been there. I know what that's like.
Wait,
did you have to fart? I get it.
this just gave me an idea. And this might be a little bit kind of too inventive, too new agey, but I think it requires a bathroom buddy.
Okay.
And what they're going to do
A BB.
is they're going to get one of those clickers that you use to train dogs.
Yeah.
And they're going to follow you in the bathroom. As soon as they hear your piss hit the urinal, they're going to give you a click. And you're going to start associating that click with just a job well done.
Yes.
And before you know it, you're going to be trained to piss in the urinal.
Uh-oh.
Wait, so you have to click every time you pee?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
This might be a problem.
That's embarrassing.
I would judge that.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I could see a guy standing at a urinal for an hour and a half listening to a podcast. I wouldn't think a thing of it. But if that guy's sitting at the urinal fucking clicking, that's amateur hour.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like a guy walking up there with like one of those timer, those clickers, just being like click, and his stream starts immediately? Like, what the hell would that be? What would happen?
That might get me to strike up a conversation with a stranger
seriously.
at a urinal and be like, all right, we got some talking to do.
What's the deal?
So clicker method, huh? Yeah. How's that working for you?
I feel like we haven't addressed the real question because his question is why can't he pee while he needs to fart.
Right.
Right. I was trying to explain it, but I kept getting cut off. I was trying to explain science.
Yeah.
I just think, hey man, if you're squeezing somewhere, you might be squeezing elsewhere.
Okay.
Let it rip.
That's what I'm
Beyblade.
saying. Just let it all go, man.
He could
Let
also
it rip.
consider a colostomy bag.
Listen to my associate James
Thank you, Michael.
and let it rip.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, thanks, Glenn, for the pod mail. Always appreciate it. If you've got some pod mail for us, send it over to pwspacecast@gmail.com. We'll read it here on this show and give you some top tier advice.
We'll definitely read it.
Some pro advice.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin. Cool.
This reminds me of a rabbit trail that I'm not sure I want to go down on this podcast, but
Do
I'm
it.
opening it up.
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't want to go down it because it's a rabbit hole usually,
Not a trail.
not a rabbit trail.
Oh, this is not a hole. This is a trail that a rabbit
Oh, you
would
meant
go down.
trail.
It's fun fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Every rabbit trail
Yeah,
leads
here we go.
to a
rainbow.
rabbit hole.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
That's an ancient proverb.
Podcaster.
Forget I
over
brought it
there.
up. Mike, please continue.
I think Kevin will relate to this too. But the idea of a click to positively inform someone
Oh God.
to pee
Uh-huh.
is like the opposite of what I think both Kevin and I had to learn how to not pee the bed.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. We had
All
this
All right. Here we go.
dude.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's
Yeah,
like
here we go.
this sheet of plastic
Oh, Jesus Christ.
that went on your bed, and it was like the most uncomfortable sheet, and it was there to sense any amount of liquid that touched it.
Oh, what?
And so, say you're a young boy going to sleep, and you wet yourself in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of liquid touches this piece of plastic that you happen to be sleeping on, and just goes.
No way. Are you
No.
serious?
That is
Dead
actually.
serious. Well, so they actually I realized that they updated technology by the time that I was pissing my bed.
You got a better thing than that?
Oh yeah, so I got these fucking sweet whitey tighties that had a little pouch right in front where your dick is.
Oh, you got to wear underwear?
Oh,
Jiminy Christmas.
You weren't allowed to?
I had to sleep naked for years.
Oh God.
This is explaining so much about the McCoys.
there's a little tab. There's a little tab that you slip into the little pocket that's right. And then there's a wire that you tape to your arm, and the wire goes up to this little cartridge that has a speaker. So if that thing that's in the little cartridge right in front of your dick gets a little wet, it starts the same thing right by your ear.
No.
It wakes you up.
Way.
But I remember by the time this near the end of my pissing the bed days.
Couple years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
16, 17?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. This thing started to get. It was old and it was tired, and
It's seen a lot of pisses.
it's seen a lot of piss.
And my last tour through Nam.
And it would just go off, piss or not, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Oh my.
It's just like a broken horn on a freeway.
This thing has PTSD. Yeah. It wakes up in the middle of the night and starts you have to calm it down.
Wait, did you say PPSD?
I did not, but I really wish I would have.
This is like who manufactures these?
I never even knew something like that existed.
Well, and the thing is it wasn't
I
like.
can't even believe that.
Where do you purchase such a thing?
And what I remember is that
Amazon.
it's not even like, so basically what it came with was the little like sensor, the cord and the box that's basically like a little noisemaker box, like the speaker's just that small that it just goes on your arm.
Yeah.
And then it would come with patches that you like sew to your child's boxers or underwear, so that way you could put it
Damn it.
in the optimal position.
Who would manufacture such a torture device for a child?
I don't understand why you got these fancy classic devices when they already had something that clearly worked right at home.
Oh man.
Just one brother to the next, the good old pee pad.
We could agree that both are just awful psychological torture on a child.
Guess who doesn't wet the bed anymore?
All of us.
Every single one of us.
The only unfortunate side effect is now when Mike hears a high pitched siren, he actually has to piss himself.
Okay. That's why it came up. That's why I even fucking remember this, is because when you play the game Taboo, there's the beeper.
Oh, it's the same noise! It's the same noise!
Oh my god!
So we played that recently, and I was like, "What is that sound?"
Whoa, I'm awake! Stop!
So you mean you need a trigger warning on Taboo?
I don't play that game anymore. No,
That is.
Nor do I wet the bed.
I can't believe this. This is
Hey, do you know what my strategy for not wetting the bed was?
what was it?
What was it?
Don't wet the bed.
Did you never? Just never ever?
What if you had to fart, though?
Phil was born a man.
Honestly,
Phil was born with that beard.
I probably had more wet dreams than yellow dreams.
Okay, stud.
Details.
Those dream girls, they didn't stand a chance.
All right, well,
yeah, that just means Phil wasn't getting it when he was 9. Like me.
so 2019.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
thanks,
I already
Glenn.
thanked Glenn.
Thanks again.
2019. The snack makers are coming back at you to provide you with more delicious treats to get you addicted to all their sweets and savory deliciousness. I've got some upcoming.
Making me hungry.
I've got some upcoming snacks that are going to be released in the year 2019. I want to get your opinion on some of these guys.
All right.
First off, this one just feels like a natural evolution from a classic snack. We have the Most Stuff Oreo. And let me describe the image to you.
I saw this.
The package has just a single Oreo, and the filling inside looks to be about a width of 4 of the individual cookie pieces. So it's like
Damn.
it's like 4 parts cream, 2-part cookie. So it's a shitload of cream.
It's like a double stuff.
That's too much.
And here's the thing: it's like I'm down with the cream and the Oreo. I think it's a good part. I think it's
Yeah.
like a necessary part.
Yeah.
And they always do the double stuff, the extra stuff. I think it's all good. But at what point is it kind of like it's screwing up the ratio? And I need a little bit of that cookie.
You need that
consistency.
balance.
They need to create a tub of just the Oreo filling, and then also provide the option to buy.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
Let me fucking finish,
Yeah,
Chase.
sorry.
They need to sell the tub of the Oreo stuffing, but also sell separately the cookies. So that you can, it's almost like chips and salsa.
It sounds like a dunk.
God.
It sounds like a Dunkaroo.
Here's a better
Yeah.
idea. What they do is they open an indoor snowboard park where the entire mountain is made of the cream and the snowboards are made out of the cookies.
That sounds
Yeah,
delicious.
and then you eat your snowboard
Yep.
once you go down.
What if people like Clem show up and they pee?
Clem?
Clen?
It's Glenn.
Glenn.
Sorry.
Well, if he has to fart, he won't pee.
Yeah.
There's one
the
thing we know about
Oreos,
Glenn.
the Oreos will make him want to fart, and then he won't pee.
Is that how that works? Is that
yeah.
science?
Yeah.
I've got an idea. What if they
Okay.
just sold Oreos?
Honestly,
No.
honestly,
Okay.
I
Okay.
agree.
No
I would
way.
agree. That's
Get
way.
the fuck out of here.
Sorry.
That's way too much. That's way too much.
There's a
filling.
reason you don't work at the fucking Oreo company, Mike.
So here,
I have applied every
no
year.
good ideas about Oreos.
Oh, let's just make the simple Oreo. Oh, it's me, Mike. What?
They already do that, Mike. They already make Oreos.
Guys, I drew this Oreo. We should make it.
I pitch to the CEO every year. Listen, okay, you guys are doing great. You got the double stuffed. You got the Halloween one when it comes out, the orange one, but
The reverse one.
reverse one. How about this? Okay, imagine if you will a regular Oreo cookie,
And then the taboo
it.
buzzer goes off.
and we call them Oreos.
No extra fancy words.
Nothing. Pretty nondescript. Just a Oreo.
Everyone but like, leave my boardroom right now.
Mike, how would you react if you just heard that buzzer from your childhood? go off right after you pitch.
I'd stop peeing immediately.
Dude, that would be exactly like Oreo taking a page out of the playbook of like Microsoft and calling something the Xbox One. It'd be like the Oreo original.
The original Oreo.
Have you guys had the pumpkin Oreo?
No, that's a good idea.
No, I have not had the pumpkin Oreos.
Anybody?
No, Kevin,
I
you
have.
haven't.
I have.
The orange one,
sounds
right?
pretty good, though.
They're pretty
Those are
good.
Pretty great.
They're pretty,
they're pretty great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You know what are also really good?
Damn it.
What?
Just a old fashioned regular Oreo cookie. Nothing special. No fancy words. Just the top of the cookie, the cream, and the bottom of
Someone cut his mic. Someone cut his mic.
and the tiniest
I think
sprinkle.
that's technically an Oreo cookies.
You know what we did one time? We did a taste test between the off-brand Oreo called Tuxedos
Right, tuxedos, yeah.
and regular. Jim and I did this.
No, it wasn't you and me.
Oh,
I'm
it wasn't Jim
I'm just
and
saying
I.
I recognize tuxedos.
That sounds familiar to me, actually.
We did it in Portland. It doesn't matter.
I might have been.
I just wanted to include those that were there. No one else was there.
It was just
We
you.
did a test.
It was just you.
Me home alone.
It was probably you and Tyler.
Everyone's hanging out.
Mike had just pissed his bed.
Everyone's there.
He's wearing his nicest porn shirt.
It's nicest. To collect the crumbs.
I mean, the porn shirt doesn't have to be used for porn, by the way.
Yeah, you
the
can wear
porn
it
shirt,
anywhere.
It can be used just to deflect crumbs and mess.
That's why we made it so nice.
I wish I knew which episode that was so I could say, go back and listen.
That's from Willy Wanker.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We tried the tuxedos.
You?
Yep.
All of us. Everyone was there.
Sure.
Yep. And we tried the Oreos blindfolded.
You were just blindfolded alone.
You want to save a couple bucks? Go for a tuxedo. That's all I'm saying.
Like, what's the difference in price?
I mean,
$1.
over the course of a lifetime, thousands, countless,
Hundreds even.
hundreds even.
It's pure profit.
Yeah, it's pure profit.
Okay, one other Oreo. Have you ever tried a deep fried Oreo?
No, and I want to.
No, I have not.
Is it delicious?
It surprisingly tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What?
I don't want that.
How?
There's no jelly involved.
That
or
is
peanut
the
butter.
miracle of deep fried Oreos because it just like completely changes the flavor of it. And it's
Interesting.
delicious. But it's also just like not at all what you expect.
I could get into all sorts of deep fried candy. Deep fried Snickers.
What about deep fried banana Laffy Taffy?
Nah,
gross,
couldn't
dude.
do
Stop
that. Get
talking
out of
about-
here.
No one likes banana
Get
Laffy
outta
Taffy,
here.
Phil. Stop talking about this banana Laffy Taffy. I don't want to hear it.
Get your banana Laffy Taffy out
I don't
of
want to
here.
hear one more thing about banana Laffy Taffy from
I
you.
haven't ever had a chewy deep fried thing.
Yeah, that would be weird.
You know,
It would
I'm just
melt.
asking.
Get your banana Laffy Taffy out of here.
Phil's not getting the job at Nabisco either. Let me give you one more here. So Girl Scout cookies are actually adding a new cookie.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That's a big deal.
They apparently haven't added one. In
Are they
quite-
getting rid of any?
No, I think they're keeping the whole lineup, but they're just adding a new one.
Fat bins.
And
Fat mints. They're like the double stuffed Oreo
just like a really-
of
like
Girl Scout
really
cookies.
thick. There's literally no difference. It's just thicker. Just two with melt
together.
stuck together. Fucking hell.
Covered in chocolate.
so it's a caramel chocolate chip cookie, which actually sounds pretty damn good to me.
That sounds amazing.
Sound
Yeah, I
bad.
don't give a shit about
Caramel
that.
chocolate
Now,
chip.
is the caramel salted?
Caramel can go fuck itself. I will just say that right
Whoa.
now.
Dude, I'm on board with Chase.
I hate caramel.
I'm also on the. I
hate
can't stand it
It
either.
gets stuck in your teeth. It's bullshit.
It's not very good.
I will say that I just tried caramel. You know they make M&Ms that have that in the middle.
Yes, they do.
Caramel M&Ms?
And I have.
Yeah.
I have. There's literally some probably just to the left of you right now.
Both you
Somewhere
Okay,
over
so
there.
no, tell us more about these M&Ms you love, Chase.
Am I the only one following the conversation right now?
Oh yeah, caramel sucks. I'm with you, Chase. Did you know they have caramel M&Ms? Oh, that sounds so good, Chase.
You didn't
Oh,
let
good
me
news!
finish.
Good news, because they're right next to my bedside table here.
I didn't say they sound good. I just said
You didn't
really.
let me finish.
All I said was really.
Good news. Both of us hate caramel, and you have them. Great.
I have to try it.
You didn't let me finish.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat these now. That's awesome.
You have
I hate
to
'em.
try. You have to try it, but they're kind of
They're
bullshit.
not very good.
Yeah,
There's literally only one left.
You know what? Actually, I have more probably.
I will give it to Peter.
I cannot stand caramel.
You
of
guys
any
are in
sort.
the wild minority, which I think
know.
is so fascinating that we have, 4 caramel haters in the room?
Yeah.
Caramel is such a good flavor that they lead with it when introducing variations of other candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sticks in your teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also delicious.
It doesn't taste that
stop.
good.
Sticks in
though.
your teeth.
But have
though.
you? What about like salted caramel flavor?
Okay.
No. Let me describe something for you.
Can I?
Don't let him describe
Just
it.
really quick.
No, Mike, you don't get to describe it. Not in this house.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it before I say what I want to say about salted caramel candies.
You've heard
flavors.
You've heard of a small company.
oh God damn it!
All right, I already don't want to hear the rest.
I don't want to hear this. At
Wait,
all.
did you eat that M&M?
Yeah, Peter, what was the opinion?
That was really fucking good. You know
liked
the
it?
good part about it was that in the center of the M&M, there on the very outside was the candy surface. It's crunchy.
Yep.
And then you had the delicious milk chocolate.
Chocolate, yep.
And then boom, right in the middle, delicious caramel.
Yeah.
And it was so chewy. And you know where all of it went? Down my fucking throat because none of it got stuck in my teeth.
No, it gets stuck in
God.
your teeth.
You know what else gets
That's
stuck in my
bullshit.
teeth? Fucking steak. I bet you ate steak, Chase.
I love steak.
Oh,
I love having
okay.
steak stuck in my teeth.
Hey, if you want a guy that likes steak,
yeah, great.
I do like steak, but it does
All right.
get stuck in my
Well,
teeth.
let's move on before Mike can describe that stupid idea.
He's all smug about it.
Dude, I will concede this. Caramel is really bad. I cannot eat it at all, but caramel. Oh my God, give me some
Shut the
caramel
fuck
all
up.
day
Get the fuck
long.
out of
It's
here.
so tasty.
Fuck out of here.
caramel and then caramel.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You
That's
say
the joke.
caramel.
Yeah, same thing.
I say caramel.
Caramel. Let's call the whole thing off.
You know, eventually we'll all be in a nursery home.
A nursery.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, professional podcaster,
Not
Kevin
me.
McCoy.
In a nursery home of all
I'm following
places.
shirt. Nursery-
I'm not going to be nursing. I will be nurserying.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna. We'll all be eating Werther's Originals. Is where I was going, basically.
Are Werther's
Those are
caramel, though?
awful. Those are fucking awful.
No. The best, sorry, little tangent. The best Werthers are the green apple variation
There's
of
green
Werther.
apple Werther's.
Do you remember those
didn't even know they had
terrible
those.
suckers?
Those aren't called the originals, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just say terrible green apple suckers, and everybody
like
knows
those.
what I'm
Yeah, I
talking
know.
about.
I know what you're talking about.
These ones have the same flavoring, but it's like the caramel filling. It's like this neon green filling they put in Werther's Originals that elevate them from a C- candy to an A++. They're so good.
Can we just ask the question? Why do old people like Werther's in the first place?
It's boring.
Because it's from
as
their
shit.
past.
Because
Is that the only candy was available in 1935?
It's like, well, I mean, how many calories do you think one Werther's Original is? Like the calorie to length of eating it ratio, very high.
That's probably very true. I mean, I don't expect
They're
us all
just-
to be old and
Yeah.
eating.
I mean, they're
eating
just-
warheads.
They're just thinking in terms of pure profit, right, Kevin?
Like if I mean, like you give an old person 5 Werther's Originals, that's a Saturday.
You have all day.
That's a Saturday, yeah. That's something to do.
I think I'll get my shoes shined. Maybe I'll eat some Werther's. And you tuck in. It's an early night.
Cancel all of our plans. We've got 8 Werthers.
Oh, it's a feast.
We're gonna watch a Netflix movie and take some Werther's. It's gonna get real crazy.
Well, now we know how to take care of Kevin when he's in the nursery home.
the nursery home.
So, as is kind of the theme of this podcast here today, we went out to our pod fans and we asked them for if they have any questions or problems they're experiencing at home. And I just want to get to one of them here today.
Let's hear it.
I hope everybody. I don't know if I should make a comment for a fucking edit here. There's just complete madness. There's a bong being lit up. There's fucking new M&Ms being passed around. It's complete chaos.
Okay, I'll preface this with a story about the caramel M&Ms. It's
Can
kind of
you
funny.
chew first?
No. So I was up at the cabin and I was hanging out with my girlfriend, and we.
Well, cool. You have a girlfriend.
Oh, look at you. You got a girlfriend.
Was this digitally or in person?
Sorry.
I'm so lonely.
Sorry. I was hanging out. Okay, I was hanging out. I was hanging out with one of my girlfriends.
Oh, look at this guy. All right.
And she was like, "Oh shit, we didn't bring any candy. We were watching movies and stuff." And my dad was coming up there to look at things around the cabin because they're about to knock it down. And we were like, "Hey, can you bring us, some M&Ms? We just want, regular M&Ms." And the next thing we know, we get up in the morning and he had left a bag of M&Ms of 2 of every single flavor they had at the gas station.
Wow.
Plus a couple extras. So have had like 10 bags of M&Ms in my house ever since then because we only ate like one thing of them. And that's why I have caramel M&Ms, I had almond, I had peanut butter, and I had regular.
What's the best one?
Peanut butter for sure.
I think, peanut butter, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait, peanut butter over just the peanut?
Peanut is way better than peanut butter.
No way.
Peanut is a
No
very,
way.
very, very close
Peanut
second.
butter is definitely the best.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter is very
That's
good.
right.
Peanut close second, but that's why I have so many M&Ms, and that's why I pass you
I
around.
don't know. These
Sorry.
caramel ones are pretty damn
didn't
good.
You guys are one-dimensional candy eaters. You
What are you talking
only
about?
think about the sugar content.
No.
It's the crunch of the
No,
peanut that
that's-
makes the peanut M&M way better than the peanut butter.
Phil has a real complex
Look,
palate for
I
these
love the
things.
peanut M&Ms. I just like the peanut butter ones a little bit better.
Yeah,
Well, I
agree.
respect your opinion, but you're wrong. That's it. I'm sorry.
I have to agree with Phil. The texture does make it with the peanut versus peanut butter.
You know what's great? This texture, of this fucking caramel M&M.
Oh, speaking of caramel, there's this really good salted caramel.
So we had a question from a space fan. And it's not so much a question, it's just a problem, which is just fine. So
Right.
this is from our buddy Scott Williams.
Hey.
And he let us know that his roommates never do their dishes and want some help. How do you get your roommates to do their dishes?
Break all their dishes.
No.
I mean, this-
Wait.
Wait a second.
Wait, how
Maybe.
are you married?
The place my mind first goes to, I'm thinking get a clicker to train the roommates.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As Scotty's older brother, let me shed some light on this situation.
Shed it.
All right.
Shed it.
Shed.
Scotty,
it off.
I
Fucking
think
shed it,
if I'm
dude.
not incorrect, I mean that's kind of a stupid sentence to say. Whatever. Scotty has 5 roommates,
Oh my god.
so we're not talking about like a
If-
dish
if-
here or
We're not
there.
talking about one.
Damn.
This is like
Not
we're-
2.
This is commercial grade.
And this is
dishes.
all if you're not incorrect.
I mean,
real quick
maybe I should
question.
preface anything that I say before with if I'm not incorrect. I realize that's a little bit redundant.
I
but
mean, yes, but I wish you would preface that statement with something else. So.
if I'm incorrect,
I have a quick question. I hope to God, but do they have a dishwasher or is it like
I don't know.
okay.
Literally, that's the only
okay?
help I'll be
Okay.
in this
Okay.
situation.
5 roommates.
5, yeah, there's a ton of roommates. I think at that point, you need to like form like a political party of roommates.
Oh,
Like you need to
absolutely.
get like the dishwashing roommates. It's really
Yeah.
crusade
If you
because
have-
if you're just like one dude being like, "Hey, wash your dishes," all of a sudden you're the needy roommate, even if it's totally rational.
I'll tell you.
If you have more than 3 people living in a house, so more than 2 other roommates, you got to have some sort of schedule mapped out for who's doing what.
It feels like
Because-
dishes should be like
Yeah.
Nah, man.
number
Just
one.
Get rid of their dishes. Leave them one set. Then they're forced to wash that one set all the time. They have no other backup dishes. That or do a cost analysis and see how much it costs just to everybody pitch in and buy fucking paper plates from Costco.
There's a few, I have
Incredibly wasteful.
I have a couple solutions. One is theoretical that I've never tried before.
Oh,
wow.
The other one is something that I've noticed.
This could change
okay.
the roommate
do
game.
the theoretical one second.
I'm gonna do yeah, I'm gonna do that one second. The first way is I had been a part of plenty of households that people didn't do dishes.
Right.
And the one time that I must admit I'm not the best at doing dishes either. I fucking hate doing they're the
Yeah, we
worst.
see.
It's the worst chore, especially when you don't have a dishwasher. But basically,
the worst dishes.
they're
Don't
the worst.
you have 4 plates though?
That's part of the theoretical thing.
Okay.
So the one time that I was like, you know what, I should fucking do my dishes and be better at doing my dishes was when one of my roommates always did the dishes a lot. And he would do the dishes whenever he made dishes. And sometimes he would do some of our other ones. And you know what? It made me feel bad that I didn't do my dishes.
Yeah.
And it also made me feel like a lazy asshole. So I was like, you know what? I should do my dishes more. And it actually made me do my dishes more. So my first solution that has been proven even for myself is start to do the dishes regularly, especially when somebody else is also in the room. And almost
5 roommates.
Almost only when somebody else is in the room. If you're doing them by yourself, you might as well not do them at all. Do them in front of somebody else, and then they'll want to do it.
That's a good strategy.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
I think that assumes that your roommates aren't assholes. And chances are, when it comes to dishes, most people are assholes.
That is true.
So you got to out asshole them.
I'll give you an example though. Like when I was living with only one other person, that other person always did the dishes, and I felt like I didn't ever do my dishes. I only started feeling like a big asshole after the fact.
Aren't you still living with Caitlin?
Hey, you got me.
That's pretty good.
No, but it made me feel after the fact, reflecting on it in the past, being like, yeah, I should be doing my dishes now because I was real day before.
It keeps you from being that guy that is always asking your roommates to do the dishes and like being that person. And then also, then your dishes are clean also. So that's 2 birds.
What sucks is when like you're using pans and stuff over and over again between a bunch of people, and those are never clean.
Yeah, you just make sure you just do your dishes right after you cook.
Well, there's a few strategies here. A few strategies. I think clicker number 1. That just you walk over when they're
What is the clicker?
It's so simple. Here's what you do. As soon as you catch your roommate doing a dish, you walk up to him and give him a click. You don't say anything.
Positive click.
You just give him a click.
Love it.
You take a caramel M&M, you put it in their mouth, and then you give them a click.
Yes,
and then you
exactly.
walk away.
Right. That's actually better. So you give them the click and the treat and the reward. And what you do is you phase the reward out of it. So here, Scott, write this down. Week 1, click M&M. Click M&M. Every time I see him do the dishes, click 1. Okay. Week 2, now you're just doing the click. And they're just feeling like the taste of the M&Ms in their mouth. They can feel it. They can taste it, but you're not giving it to them.
Yeah.
And then after maybe week 3 or 4, you get rid of the clicker, and all of a sudden they're just going to start doing it. They're going to hear the click in their head,
Yep.
and the dishes will be done. It's that simple.
Yes.
What I think would be great, just start putting the M&Ms in the little dish dispenser. So whenever they open it to like put more dishes in, they're like, "Oh, M&Ms."
I like that too.
That's a good one.
And, I
That's
think
really
you're
good.
on the right. Pavlov's dog is the way to go with bad roommates.
For sure.
Side comment. There's just no situation where I want to live with 5 roommates.
Yes. Also, seriously.
That's the right answer.
So Scott, get less roommates.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few good solutions here, but Scott, let us know what you end up doing. And if you have any questions or want to follow us on that social media, that came from our Instagram account, Podworms Spacecast. We post all sorts of fun stuff on there to follow. And you might make our question section next time. So thanks to Scott for that.
Wait a sec. Wait, do you guys want to hear my theoretical one?
Yeah.
Yes.
We never got to do.
Of course.
Just really
yes.
quick. Really quick.
Yeah.
1 fork, 1 plate, 1 bowl per person.
So
I
that's
just said that one
dude,
already.
That's that's too sparkly.
You only have your own bowl identifiable as your own bowl. They don't match.
Do you have spoons?
Yeah, spoons too. Yeah.
Trace.
Okay.
No,
Knives?
2 spoons per person. 3 knives per person. Clearly, everybody uses knives the most.
You clearly thought this through. It's good.
I love it.
I said that earlier, you asshole.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't as good as my idea.
No, Peter, his was theoretical though.
Yeah, mine's reality.
Yep. How's it working?
Great. Still married.
So I wanted to finish up tonight's episode with a new game. I'm calling it Either Or. And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to present you with I have a list of these. I won't have to spend too much time on each of them, but I have a list of different things compared one to another. And I want you guys to chime in and let me know which of these 2 things you prefer. So let's get started. So first off, we have Seinfeld or Friends.
Seinfeld.
Okay.
Seinfeld.
Is that the name of the game? Or that's not a question. I don't know why we answered that, right?
I want some discussion, not just saying.
You know what? I have seen all of Friends at least twice.
Yeah.
I have
same.
not seen all of Seinfeld even once.
Really?
Why?
What's keeping you back?
It's on like every channel all the time.
The thing is, it is the year that it is, and a channel doesn't mean much to me anymore.
It's on every stream.
yes,
every
Kevin, it
streaming
is
device all the
current
time.
year. I will say this. Friends is pretty funny. I do like watching Friends. I don't mind watching Friends. I'm not like, ugh, turn it off. But I
So,
know that it gets hyped up a lot. I just think that Seinfeld is also very funny and also doesn't have all the mushy bullshit.
Ooh,
So
that's
my
good.
big reason for liking Seinfeld more is mostly because there's a lot more things happening per episode, and when you if you've watched Friends all the way through and even multiple times, there is not one episode where you come in, you're like, oh, I don't remember this episode. It's more like you go in, you're like, oh, I remember that one. I remember that one.
Right.
I know exactly what happens in this episode.
Isn't that case for Friends though? The episodes are more
no,
memorable.
it's a case for
No, the
Seinfeld because it
episodes
feels
in-
like new content all the time.
Seinfeld are more memorable. There's way more quotable moments from Seinfeld. Than
I think there's
just
also a lot of
Friends.
episodes you don't remember that you go
Sure.
back to.
For me, Friends is easily background. Like here's why I'm just gonna be the contradiction here.
Yep.
I'm just gonna vote for Friends.
Yep.
Friends I can put on like exactly what you said. It's background. I'm doing laundry. I'm cleaning the house. I don't really care. Seinfeld, because I haven't actually finished it all. If it's on, I feel like I'm supposed to pay attention, but I don't have the same nostalgic feeling to it that everybody
really?
else does. So it's weird watching it now with a laugh track and like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't translate the same way that it did if you had watched it back.
Did you watch
Even
it
a
when you were
decade ago.
younger?
I didn't watch it back.
I wasn't allowed to watch that show growing up.
See, that is so funny because I was just thinking the people that I have talked to, because I love Seinfeld and Friends. Both of those are probably my top 10 shows because I had really unfettered access to the TV as a kid. So
Yeah.
I watched Seinfeld like every night at like 11:30, and I watched Friends all the fucking time
Same.
as a kid, and I didn't really get it as a kid. And then I rewatched them, mostly Seinfeld. I had to rewatch Friends to kind of get what was going on.
Yeah.
But both they're great like background shows where you can just exactly what's going on, but they're also like pretty well written.
Yeah.
People give Friends a lot of shit, but I think it's pretty well written.
I just think that, to me, whenever I think about it, everybody says that about Friends. It's a great background show. Like you can watch it in the background.
It's not-
To me, that's never a good argument
It's not
that
much
something
of a
is better.
plus. No.
Yeah,
Because that means that you're not paying attention to it.
yeah.
And it's just good enough to be there, but not good enough to pay attention to.
See, it's the same as The Office for me, right? Like The Office is another one of my background
That's
shows
for sure
where,
in the
where I
background.
watch it and I love it,
Yeah.
and I can come in at any moment. I don't need to know the context. I already know what's going on in the episode.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's like hanging, like that's what
That's-
the point is these characters, and you're kind of like just hanging out with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Background shows all share the same in commonality is that it's like an ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like an adventure show that you like to follow, like where we're going to Barbados and then Jamaica. It's just like we're the same dudes in the same house. So
Yeah.
you know us all.
Okay, yeah.
So Seinfeld.
Yeah. I think we decided. Yeah. Definitely.
Seinfeld makes me laugh more.
All right.
Thanks for agreeing, Kevin.
Same.
How about beer or wine?
Oh, don't make me choose.
Don't make me
Choose.
No.
That's actually really tough.
It depends on the occasion.
If I'm at a wedding, it's wine. Any other time, it's fucking beer.
If I'm wine tasting, beer. No, it's wine. It's wine. It's wine.
If I'm home alone, sad and depressed, I typically just mix them together.
Gross.
That's disgusting.
Okay. How about toasted or untoasted?
Toasted.
Wait, in what context?
Interpret it the way you want.
Tobacco,
Lucky Strike.
toasted.
I'm
It's toasted.
gonna go Subway or Quiznos sandwiches. In which case I'm gonna say toasted.
Toasted for
toasted. Like a hot sandwich, better than a cold
Oh,
sandwich.
Absolutely.
driving home from the
Agreed.
podcast.
You can't
though,
really argue with that.
untoasted.
Oh yeah. Drive safely.
if you're trying to save it for tomorrow, untoasted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
wish
can't
maybe at Subway you could ask me, hey, can you just like slice it first and just do like
toast half of it.
Whoa, that's an interesting move.
So my
Half toast.
favorite sandwiches
I'm gonna try that.
always include horseradish, and those are generally for me better when they're not toasted.
Really?
Do they put horseradish on a Reuben? Or am I making
Thousand
that up?
Island.
Thousand Island. Okay, yeah. Just checking.
Horseradish on a roast beef.
Yeah, it's true. You can't save a toasted sandwich.
I don't know.
Not good.
I think I would disagree, Kevin. I would I would much rather have horseradish on a warm sandwich than a than a cold one.
Everybody's worth.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
That's like liking Friends more than Seinfeld. Come on, Jim.
All right.
Give me a break.
Let's end on this one. Target or Walmart?
Target.
Fuck
Hands
Walmart.
Fuck Walmart.
Walmart can. Oh god, I hate Walmart so much.
After working for Target, after getting fired from Target, and hating them both, I'm still gonna go Target.
Target has way better stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Plus, there's just not too many Walmarts around here either.
No.
Yeah. Also, that's actually true.
I mean, the truth is though, if I need like a crocodile floaty and like a fucking set of new flip flops at 4 a.m,
Walmart.
there's only one place I can go.
Walmart.
It's gonna be a lot of savings. But still, I'm going Target.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been to a super Target?
Oh yeah.
They're
No.
They roam wild in the state of Texas. Super Target is amazing.
Is it called Super Target?
Yes, it's out on the outside of it. It says Super Target.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 regular Targets.
They actually
in
have
one.
They have them here. They're not. They're nowhere close. But I know that there's
It's
at least
They're
one in Washington.
amazing.
It's essentially like a giant Fred Meyer in terms of
Even
selection.
bigger and better.
Yeah.
If we're like comparing them, like regular Target is like the Star Destroyer, and Super Target is like the Super Star Destroyer
it's
from
like
Star Wars.
Regular Target
Yes.
is like original Death Star. Super Target is like unfinished. It's a trap Death Star.
But it's actually finished.
Wait, yes.
Wow,
Impressive.
that is big.
Very impressive.
And there's also the Forest Moon of Endor with it.
just hanging out.
So like regular Target is like just regular caramel, right?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking
Super
God.
Target is like this. Oh my gosh, you guys got to hear about this snack. It's
All right,
so
well, I
good.
think that's the whole episode. Huh?
Honestly, I think like a regular Target is like if you have to go to a urinal, but you still have to fart.
Space fans, if you want to weigh in on any of the things we went over today, pwspacecast@gmail.com is a place to be. You can follow us on all of our social media at Podworms Spacecast. You can join in the conversation, have a lot of fun with us. Send us your questions, your comments, your feedback. We'd love to hear it. If you like the show, tell a friend, tell somebody you
Yes.
love, tell somebody you don't
enemy.
love. Tell your coworkers, tell an enemy, tell a construction worker, tell...
Yes, tell the construction workers.
They're all over the place.
Listen, there's plenty of construction workers.
Are we going to do
Tell the
plugs?
stop sign holder at the construction
There
that's
are
on
plenty
your
of there
route.
are plenty of construction. I can't believe you haven't told at least one.
Honestly, just
yet.
roll the window
Dude.
down when they turn it from stop to slow. You go, hey, check out Power Space.
And also thank you because they let you go.
Yeah,
And honestly, that is the best job to listen to our podcast.
It's true.
You're just standing there. Fill your time with our ramblings.
Okay, Peter has a plug. Go ahead, Peter.
So Super Target is just insane.
I have 3 asks for our space fans this year in 2019. Number 1, tell one construction worker about the show.
Yes.
Number 2, hashtag PW Spacecast Urinal Challenge. And ask number 3, hashtag Year of the Worm. Because again, 2019, Year of the Worm. And, and I want you guys, the space fans, to be involved in why this became the Year of the Worm. When they look back upon this in the annals of history, it was because of you guys, the space fans. And as always, until next time, oh, Mike just pissed.